Hey everyone, talking about fig. So this is one of those notes where before I got as into fragrance, I never really thought that I would be that into it. Maybe because I was thinking of like fig Newtons from a kid and that wasn't exactly exciting compared to better cookies, or who knows, I didn't really know what it smelled like aside from kind of associating it with boring, healthier style cookies. So I didn't really dive in thinking, yes, I can't wait to try so many fig scents, but I ended up falling absolutely in love with it, and I would say it's one of my all time favorite notes. So I have tried dozens and dozens of fig fragrances. Some are way better than others, as with any note. So I wanted to highlight the top 10 that I've tried. And this is just my opinion, it's not objective. People might think other ones are better, but some of these are definitely heavy hitters on this list that are well recognized as some of the fig ones, along with some that maybe aren't talked about as much. So I figured it'd be kind of a good combination. Gonna try to do some for all price ranges, as low as about $25 up to niche prices. So first to dive in, this one is not officially on the list, but just a bonus that's more affordable, which is Noble Fig by Ferrari. That has fig leaf, mandarin orange, pink pepper, clary sage, iris, musk, and patchouli. And it's a great deal for the price. That one is, you can get it between $25 and $40 for 100 ml, I believe. And it's a little bit in the vein of like Acqua de Parma, Fico di Amalfi, a little bit more masculine, but very unisex overall, uplifting, energetic, well blended, and great if you're looking for a super affordable fig option. So now let's actually jump into the top 10. Counting down, and we're going to get to the best for last, but all of these are very, very good. So number 10 would be Debaser by DS Durga. This has bergamot, green leaf, pear stem, fig, coconut milk, iris, blonde woods, tonka bean, and moss. And this goes for $190 for a 50 ml or $280 for 100 ml. It's so creamy and green and ethereal. It has a reminiscence to Philosykos, which is of course known as one of the most popular ones, and it's probably one of the closest to Philosykos of any that I've found. Of course, it's not cheap, so it's actually more expensive than Philosykos, so I don't recommend that over it, but nonetheless, it's definitely in the top 10 fig scents ever. Really mass appealing, really pleasant, tropical, but not something that everybody around you is going to be wearing, so a nice choice. Number 9, another one on the more affordable side, Rare Fig by KKW. This has blood orange, lemon, mandarin orange, geranium, green notes, cyclamen, fig, vetiver, and cedar. Very unisex. Costs about $35 to $45 for a 30 ml. Used to be cheaper, but I believe it's discontinued now. I usually only talk about discontinued fragrances that it's possible to buy a decant or sample of online. This one, yeah, there's some places you can get it, but you may have to try to get a bottle. I don't suggest blind buying, but also it's so much more affordable at that price, maybe worth it to you. It starts with a burst of fresh citrus, but fig is right there from the beginning as well. And it also has like a bit of green creaminess. There's almost like a coconut air to it in the background. The very beginning of it might lean slightly feminine, but it gets woodsier as it dries down, and really it's completely unisex for most of it. Very pleasant and mass appealing, but it's still not boring or cliche in any way, which sometimes ones that are talked about as being mass appealing can sound kind of like, well, okay, but that's just boring to a lot of people in the fragrance community, but these ones, I don't think anything on this list is. It also was, for my skin at least, a lot stronger on projection and longevity than I expected, especially for the price. Number 8. So this one isn't just strictly fig. I guess none of these technically are, but this is a little bit more of a mix of other stuff, but it's so good. It's called, get ready for a really ridiculous name, Let's Settle This Argument Like Adults in the Bedroom Naked by Kilian. This has notes of bergamot, lemon, fig, of course, green notes, hedione, vanilla, sandalwood, cedar, orris, violet, and amberwood. So this is fantastic. Just such a beautiful combination of dewy green, creamy citrus, fig, clean, laid back, but elegant at the same time. And I really like that it's sweet and fresh, but also mellow. And none of the notes in it would necessarily be unique on their own, but somehow the combination of things creates what I do feel is a very unique scent. It's really alluring and addictive to smell. I think some people might think it leaned a little bit feminine, but to me it's very unisex, and I believe it's marketed as unisex. Now, if only the name wasn't so cringy, that would be a different story, but nobody has to know that. and that one goes for around $60 to $150 for, I think, a full-size bottle. It really depends. It seems to be out of stock at a lot of places, but there's plenty of places that you can buy a decant, pretty big size too, or a sample of it. I definitely recommend checking that out. Number 7, Cologne de Figuier by Mizensir. The top notes in this are bergamot, fig leaf, grapefruit, and ambroxan. Mid, we have got galbanum and pink pepper, and base notes musk and cedar. So you might be a little bit scared off if you're, a frag head, hearing ambroxan and cedar, like, oh, not that again. Cedar is kind of like ambergris-ish, salty, and ambroxan is known for being in so many blue freshies and fragrances like that, but this is really nice. It's fresh, bright, sweet, green, great fig flair. To me, it leans a bit masculine, but I believe it's marketed as unisex. It's $260 for 100 ml. That does seem a little bit unreasonably high for just something that's more fresh like that, like just a freshie, because you can often get those more affordable, but it's really high quality, and everything else I've tried by Mizensir has been great too, and it's just great. If you like a really green flair to your fig, I highly recommend that. On 6, we've got Un Fig by Obvious. This has Mexican yellow mandarin, Italian bergamot, French rosemary, and eucalyptus. And this also has in the mid, fig, Corsican Immortelle Absolute, marine accords, and in the base, essence of Virginia, essence of Amyris from Haiti, and essence of vetiver from Haiti. This is refreshing, aromatic, sweet, and salty fig. The rosemary and eucalyptus add a really unique kick to it, a little bit camphorous and almost kind of herbal salty, and also gets like a tropical woodsy feel as it dries down, which is pretty cool. There are aspects reminiscent of Philosykos, but it's by no means a dupe, and we're almost getting to the top 5. This isn't quite in the top 5, but this is excellent, and I think it's a nice, more fairly balanced price. It's $140 for 100 ml. Obviously, that could be really pricey for some people, but it's kind of in the middle of this sort of list where at least you're not being expected to pay niche prices to get something that really does smell very niche. Okay, we're in the top 5, so get ready. These are so good. Number 5, Fico Nero di Sardegna by Simone Andreoli. Notes in this keep it pretty simple: fig leaf, fig, and coconut milk. So I'm not a coconut fan. So when I see something with coconut in it, I'm not excited. I don't rush to try it. Coconut milk I found is a little bit better for my taste, but the way this does it, it's not a coconut bomb at all. It's not going to be like some beachy coconut fragrance. And for the most part, we'll see what my top 2 are. I'll, getting close to those, but aside from those, it's been really hard for me to find something that even came close to those just because I love those so much. But this one really smells like a mix of my top 2. It's like milky, leafy, and bright, and it's just so good and addictive and just intoxicating to smell even. So highly recommended. That is $185 for 100 ml. And again, with these prices, especially if you wait till something like Black Friday, all of these places are going to have sales. So you can definitely get these things for a lot cheaper if you wait until the right time to buy. Number 4, Figue Eau de Parfum by Molinard. This has fig, lemon, black currant, green leaves, floral notes, jasmine sambac, cedar, musk, and amberwood. I love it. So fig can be really hit or miss for me. This one is of course a hit. We're at number 4. It's in the top 5. It's a combination of fresh, bright, and sweet, and it's green, juicy, invigorating. This would really be full bottle worthy for me if I didn't already have my top one. And for me, fig is something where I don't want to own a bunch of different fig scents. I love trying them, but they can feel a little bit similar and are often worn for the same type of occasion, so I stick with my one bottle worthy one, but I really do think anything on this list could be full bottle worthy for the right person. Number 3, and that one, by the way, is only $65 for a 75 ml. So wow, for it to be in the top 5 and it's cheaper than a lot of other ones that are even lower on the list, nice. Number 3, get ready for something on the opposite end of the price spectrum. That's AO by Floraiku. This fragrance house is owned by the people who founded Memo, for those who are aware of that. Really, really high quality, just beautiful bottle designs. Everything about it is fantastic. And the notes in AO are tangerine oil, fig, pink pepper oil, jasmine absolute, violet, myrrh oil, tonka bean absolute, and Haiti vetiver oil. This is stunning. And after trying so many other fig fragrances, sometimes this is one that I actually tried kind of later, and it's hard to find one that really impresses me now after trying so many other good ones, but this was just like, whoa, like cartoon eyes, hearts coming out. It's just so good. It's bright, fresh, vivid, sweet, just like a burst of happy energy. And to me, there's a really nice balance in it between greenness and airy, fresh sweetness with like a woodsy touch in the background to stop it from being cloying. I think to some people it might lean a little bit feminine, but to me it's very unisex. So this costs $350 for a 50 ml bottle. But the scent really is incredible, and the bottle design is so nice. Definitely one of the top 10 fragrance houses out there for bottle design, I would say. And I think for me that would be full bottle worthy if I didn't already have what's going to be my number one coming up soon. But I can't say that I think that that would be worth it necessarily for the average person to spend that much money, unless you're just like the most diehard fan of really nice bottles and fig, but it really is in the top 3 fig scents I've ever smelled. So it's worth getting a sample of, certainly. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work with my skin chemistry, but a lot of stuff that's the case about, so I still highly recommend it. Number 2, this is kind of a tie between Philosykos, the classic, the EDT, and the EDP, Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum has fig leaf, fig tree, black pepper, woody notes. The Eau de Toilette has fig leaf, fig, green notes, coconut, fig tree, woody notes, and cedar. And wow, so that is just incredible. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, this is kind of probably the first fig scent that I fell in love with. To me, especially like the Eau de Toilette, and I love them both pretty equally in different ways. The Eau de Parfum is more woodsy, and the Eau de Toilette is more coconut milky, sort of. The Eau de Toilette is like eating coconut milk ice cream under a banana tree leaf. Not bananas, but the banana plant itself, just like dewy green leaves in the tropics. It's so ethereal. Let's take a smell of this one right now, actually, live and direct. Oh my god. Yes, and fun fact, Jin from BTS wears this. Good taste. Shout out to ARMY. It's... words just can't even describe how good this is to me, and this is what really made me perk up at fig. Just like, wow, that's what that can do. Yeah, just so dewy and green and fresh and beautiful and tropical. Just an amazing summer scent. I would say the EDP is the better choice if you like a more woodsy side of fig, and if you like creamy and sweet and green, then the EDT is better. And I think these are so reasonably priced given the quality, given just how unparalleled they are in general from other fig fragrances. And this goes for $150 for the EDT and $190 for the EDP. And these are for 100 mils. And you can definitely get these on big sales on, Black Friday. They're sold at a lot of places. So, oh God. Amazing. This is another one that does not work with my skin chemistry that well. It turns a little bit too kind of muddled for some reason, especially the EDP, but that's just my skin chemistry. That's not most people's experience. Otherwise, it really would absolutely be full bottle worthy for me. But as it is, I always keep a decant of this around because I need to be able to smell this. It is just a hit of like beautiful fig energy. That might be the first time anyone's used that phrase, but big fig energy. And now we are getting to number 1. And this is talked about a lot, but I still feel like there's no way it could possibly be overrated just by the nature of how amazing it is. This is Fico di Amalfi by Acqua di Parma. So this has notes on top of grapefruit, bergamot, citron, and lemon. In the mid, we've got fig, jasmine, and pink pepper. And in the base, fig tree, cedar, and benzoin. This goes for, at some places like Sephora, about $137 for a 75 ml, but on discount fragrance sites as low as $75 for that price. God damn, it's worth it, yeah. So let's take a... Wow. So this has really nice citrus in the opening. That just gives it this invigorating, fresh, kind of tart feel. But you're also getting, to me, the fig is there right from the beginning. Some people say like, oh, it's just citrusy in the opening before it gets to fig. For me, that fig is in there right away. The pink pepper adds this really nice, bright, tiny kick of sort of spice a little bit, but not typical spice like regular pepper. The jasmine is perfect here. It's not indolic. I'm not a floral fragrance fan in general, but jasmine I think is great when it's done with a really nice touch and just adds like kind of an airy sweetness. Does that here. This has such a good combination of like some green sides, some woodsy sides. The fig tree, the cedar adds a nice kind of grounding element in the base, and I love it. This is one of my top 5 fragrances of all time after trying thousands, so I can't speak highly enough of it. I'm sure, I'm not saying everybody would think this is their favorite, but for me, genuinely honest review, this is just a perfect, absolutely perfect fragrance. I also really like the bottle too. Acqua de Parma has really nice bottles, but especially with the Blue Mediterraneo line, I really like them. But okay, one thing I will say about this is not going to give you a lot of longevity or projection, and I know that's really important to a lot of people, so there's many other ones on this list that are. For me, the number one most important thing is scent, especially because I can always just overspray, especially if it's one that I can get for a good deal, like $70 on a discount site like this one. Then okay, I'll just put more on of it. But I would rather wear something that just is mind-blowingly good and doesn't have as much longevity projection than something that's like, oh, everyone can smell it within 10 feet radius, but it's just pretty good. So that's just me. Everybody's different about their choices for that. Not one's better than the other, but if you're just looking by scent, so good. So I will put a link in the description for basically all of these. I think almost all of them except maybe Rare Fig by KKW. You can get samples of decants online, even pretty big sizes, often like 10 mil or more. So you can absolutely wear these even if they're discontinued. I'll also put links where possible where you can buy a full bottle. That won't be possible for some of them because the site's going to be changing a bit too much, but Google it for sure if there's ones you're interested in. But I just recommend buying samples first anyway. Don't blind buy unless maybe it's really cheap and you're really convinced that you're going to like it based on the notes. But man, fig is just fantastic, especially to me when it's paired with the right combination of maybe some like citrus and woods to just kind of balance both sides of it. Let me know if you have a fig fragrance that I didn't feature that's a favorite for you. There's lots of other good ones out there. There's lots of other ones that I like, but these are reserved for ones that are really found stunning and kind of above and beyond. So yeah, and if you hate certain fig ones, let me know that too. Maybe I'll make another video if anyone's interested about the worst fig fragrances that I've tried, because there's a lot that I haven't liked either. Not because of fig so much, but other notes in them or just the quality of the blend. But anyway, as for now, please check these out if you think you like fig, or if you're not sure, start sampling a few and kind of just dive in.